This song I wrote, it's basically about just like falling for someone when you know that you shouldn't be.
So here's the question that's gonna make some of you mad. Was gay representation in 2016 better than in 2026? And before you click off, I'm not saying that, but hear me out. We just got Heated Rivalry, a show where two hockey players are fully just going at it on screen. No metaphors, explicit scenes, we love it. And it's breaking the internet. Meanwhile, 10 years ago, Troye Sivan made a music video where two boys held hands in suburbs and we were losing our minds. So before you come after me, I am not saying that one era is better than the other. We love both Troye Sivan and Heated Rivalry boys. But today we are going on nostalgia trip. Back to 2014-2016, back to Tronnor conspiracy theories, and back to time where queer representation meant something different. Back to when Troye Sivan wasn't just a guy who performed with Charlie XCX, he was the guy. So let's dive into it. Okay, so context for everyone who was not chronically online in the mid of 2010. Troye Sivan was a YouTuber. That was his whole thing. He made videos about his life, did collabs, the classic YouTube aesthetic we all remember. And then August 2013 happened. Troye Sivan posted coming out video.
This is probably the most nervous I've ever been in my entire life, but I'm going to deal with it because I have something to tell you guys, as you can probably see by the title of this video. The date today is August 7th, 2013, and the reason I'm telling you this is because on August 7th, 2010, I told my family that I am gay. And now on August 7th, 2013, I want you guys to know that I'm gay.
Now I know what you're thinking, that coming out video is not that shocking anymore, like, duh. But in 2013, when YouTube was just mostly straight guys doing challenges and gaming content, when being openly gay could destroy your career, yeah, that was massive.
In the period where I was sort of figuring myself out, I turned to the internet 100%. I had, anonymous accounts on like every gay teen forum, and I was like, I did the lot. I watched every coming out video on YouTube and felt like I really sort of owed the internet, a thank you, and owed the internet sort of my story, because at that time I'd already built up this huge YouTube audience.
And here's what made it different. He didn't just come out and then go quiet. He didn't try to downplay it. He kept being himself. He kept making YouTube videos, and he even started making music. And Tumblr, oh, Tumblr was a moment. If you weren't on Tumblr back in the day, you genuinely cannot understand. Troye became the Tumblr gay, the blueprint. Soft, artistic, vulnerable, aesthetic. Every other post was Troye edits, Troye quotes, Troye lyrics overlaid on nature photos. It was a whole culture. And people weren't just obsessed with him as a person. They were obsessed with what he represents. Because up until that point, all the queer representation in media was either tragic, super sanitized, or literally non-existent. But Troye was real. He was our age, he was relatable, and he kept making videos about his experience. But the thing that really changed everything wasn't just his YouTube videos, it's what came next, the Blue Neighbourhood's album. December 2015. Troye drops his debut album. But before the full album, he released this music video trilogy that I genuinely think changed the trajectory of queer media. And I'm not being dramatic. Well, maybe I am, but I'm also right. Wild, Fools, Talk Me Down. 3 music videos, 1 continuous story. 2 boys, played by Troye and dancer Matthew Erickson, growing up together in this suburban, nostalgic American setting. And I need you to sit with me for a second and understand what it meant in 2015. These videos were a full narrative about queer adolescence, about growing up in a place that doesn't get you, about first love and shame and violence and trying to figure out who you are. And the second video, Fools, literally shows one of the boys getting beaten up by his dad for being gay. Like, that moment, That image, I think it's engraved in my brain. That's what I think it felt to be a queer kid in suburbs. The violence and love existing at the same time. Tumblr absolutely spiraled. Lyric analysis. People writing essays about the color grading and symbolism. It became this shared language. If you knew, you knew. And then Use came out and oh my god, this song, it became the anthem for every queer kid who felt like they missed out on the normal adolescence. Because that's what it was about, right? Straight kids got their awkward first dates and prom and all those milestones. Queer kids were just trying to survive high school without getting harassed.
This is Fools, yeah.
Well, what do we need to know about this?
So this song I wrote, it's basically about just like falling for someone when you know that you shouldn't be, and you just kind of let yourself do it anyway. But it could just be, you know, it's about like just wanting different things. Like when we were writing the songs, we wrote about like, you know, the really, really big differences. Like, you know, one of them wants kids and one of them doesn't.
And this is why I get frustrated when people act like explicit representation just only now became a thing. Because Blue Neighbourhood was explicit. Not physically, but emotionally. It was explicitly about being gay. It was just a gay kid from Australia making art about his life. And somehow it was enough to make a huge shift in media. Okay, now we need to talk about Connor Franta, about the YouTube drama. And we need to talk about how internet turned a friendship between two people into this whole conspiracy theory. So, Connor Franta, also a YouTuber, part of O2L, and he came out in December 2014, about a year after Troye.
So today, I want to talk to you guys about that and be open and honest and tell you that I'm gay.
And Troye and Connor were actually close, like they had a genuine friendship. They did YouTube collabs constantly, they tweeted at each other, they hang out in real life. And the internet looked at two gay friends and was like, they are probably dating. Tronnor became the ship on YouTube. There were fanfictions, fan art, conspiracy theory threads trying to prove they were secretly together. People analyzed every interaction, every tweet, every time they looked at each other in videos. It was insane. And look, at first they were pretty chill about it. They joked about shipping, acknowledged it existed, like whatever. But then around 2015-2016, something shifted. Fewer collabs, more distance, Connor posting stuff that seems sad, Troye releasing the song Good Side that was allegedly about Connor, and Tumblr went into full investigation mode. They both addressed things since.
It's basically about a breakup that I went through a while ago. You know, in a breakup, I think just like the sheer nature of it is that someone is going to get, you know, get it rougher,
The raw
basically.
deal, yeah.
Yeah, and I happen to be on the kind of like the good side of things. I got to go on tour. I got to go and see the world. I had this like very therapeutic experience of singing songs about that breakup and watching people sing them back to me. I met someone new fairly soon afterwards, and it just was the way that things ended up working out. In all honesty, it's sort of a letter to that person to express like apologies and sympathy, and if I could change this at all, I would have. You know, this is not the way that I wanted things to kind of go, but it's just sort of the way that things happen, and so I'm hoping that this song is now like, you know, a couple years down the line is going to serve as a cathartic experience for the both of us to be like, look, whenever we're sort of like ready to move on, let's do that.
But in 2025, I was personally not expecting this to happen.
My high school self would be freaking out right now knowing that in the year 2025, Connor Franta would be acknowledging that he had a 2-year relationship with Troye Sivan. Like, what do you mean? Connor posted a video yesterday on YouTube titled My Good Side, which is a nod to the Troye Sivan song The Good Side, which is about his relationship with Connor. In the video, he's pretty in awe that people are still invested in this period of his life because it was so long ago. But recently, the conversation about Connor and Troye being together kind of went viral after Troye posted this photo of him in Chapel Roan. And then the day after, Connor, being funny, posted the other half of the photo, which he is included in, and the caption was My Good Side. Once again, a nod to the Troye song that is about him titled The Good Side. In this new video, he is acknowledging that him and Troye dated for 2 years, says that they have seen each other. Since then, kind of gotten some closure. No bad blood, no nothing. He is literally wishing him well at the end, saying that he's proud of him. I'm literally shook right now.
Final words I have are actually for him. So if you happen to be watching this, I just wanted to let you know that I'm proud of you too for every single thing that you've done.
But I bring this up because it shows you how desperate we were for queer representation in mid-2010. We literally turned real people into these characters. We projected our own narratives on them. We literally forced them to be something. Well, not after that 2025 video. So let's talk about Heated Rivalry and why it's blowing up right now. Heated Rivalry is a show based on a massively popular romance novel about two rival hockey players who secretly love each other, and it's explicit, like full scenes, no cutting away. It's gay, it's sexual, it's romantic, it's everything. And people are rightfully losing their minds over this, because it feels like a turning point. We are getting representation that doesn't shy away from desire. So why it's happening right now? A few reasons. 1. It's based on a book that already had a huge fan base, so theirs was built-in demand. 2. Sports romance is having a massive moment right now, and adding the gay element make it feel fresh. 3. We are at a cultural point where this can exist on a mainstream platform without being a huge controversy. But also, and this is important, we are ready for it in a way we weren't in 2015. We had to do the work first. We had to normalize gay people existing in media, being vulnerable, being human. Artists like Troye spent 2010s building that foundation. Because think about Troye evolution. Blue Neighbourhood in 2015, soft, vulnerable, about yearning and pain. Then Bloom in 2018, literally about bottoming, but still wrapped in metaphor and aesthetic. Then Something to Give Each Other in 2023, fully about gay desire and nightlife and sex. And now we finally get a full spectrum. We can have Blue Neighbourhood and Heated Rivalry. We can have both soft gay yearning and explicit gay desire. We can have it all. Look, I'm not saying that Troye Sivan invented gay representation. At least there was Brokeback Mountain before. And I'm not saying that Blue Neighbourhood is better than what we have now. That's not the point. The point is that we have a bad habit of forgetting our history, of acting like progress made overnight without anyone doing the work. There is an entire generation of kids who grew up watching Blue Neighborhood videos, who saw themselves in those videos, who felt less alone because of Troye's music. And that's all that matters. Heated Rivalry is incredible. It represents something we could only dream about in 2015. But it exists because artists like Troye took a risk when it was way less safe to do so. So maybe this video is just me being nostalgic about that era, when I stayed up till 3 AM to watch those videos and then scroll on Tumblr. Maybe it's me missing the time when representation felt new, fresh, and life-changing. Or maybe it's just the reminder that every era matters. The soft stuff matters, the explicit stuff matters, and we need both. Let me know in the comments if you witnessed Blue Neighborhood era, and if so, what was your favorite song? And if you like this video, please don't forget to like and subscribe for more internet nostalgia, and I'll see you next Friday. Bye besties!